In the event of an emergency evacuation, please follow these guidelines. If you are seated in the lower rows of level 100, please walk down the stairs to the floor, proceed through the nearest portal, and exit the building. For the upper rows of level 100, walk up the stairs to the concourse and exit through the nearest doors. Those seated in 200, 300, or loge seating walk downstairs to the concourse to exit through the nearest doors. Elevators will not be in service, but event staff will be available to guide and assist you. In the event of an emergency evacuation, please follow these guidelines. If you are seated in the lower rows of level 100, please walk down the stairs to the floor, proceed through the nearest portal, and exit the building. For the upper rows of level 100, walk up the stairs to the concourse and exit through the nearest doors. Those seated in 200, 300, or loge seating, walk downstairs to the concourse to exit through the nearest doors. Elevators will not be in service, but event staff will be available to guide and assist you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to Thompson-Boling Arena and the College of Law Commencement Exercises. This day represents a milestone accomplishment in the lives of our students. Please remember that this is a formal academic ceremony and appropriate decorum is expected. Please be respectful throughout the ceremony and remember that the focus of the day is on our students. Graduates, you are asked to remain seated during the ceremony and return to your seats after you've crossed the stage. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, I ask that you please rise for the academic processional. The procession includes the graduates of the class of 2023, faculty representatives of the college, and our student marshals. University of Tennessee Knoxville Chancellor Dondi Plowman and College of Law Dean Lonnie T. Brown, Jr. will lead the commencement stage party that includes honored guests and members of the college administration.
Please remain standing as you are able as we begin today's ceremony with the presentation of our national colors and the singing of the national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps as vocalist Elena Klein, accompanied by Edie Johnson, sings the national anthem. Please be seated. Good evening. I'm Lonnie Brown, Dean of the College of Law, and on behalf of the entire law school community, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 2023 hooding ceremony. Today we celebrate the culmination of the hard work and dedication of our outstanding graduating students. We are honored that all of you are here to share this joyous occasion. There are many special people in attendance, but I want to single out two in particular: our Chancellor, Dondi Plowman, and our keynote speaker, Tennessee Supreme Court Justice Sharon Lee. We are thrilled that they both are here with us today, and Justice Lee, we are anxiously looking forward to your words of wisdom. Graduates, today marks a significant milestone in your lives: the completion of a challenging and at times unpredictable journey. Author and activist James Baldwin once wrote that a journey is called that because you cannot know what you will discover on the journey, what you will do with what you find, or what you find will do to you. I love this quote because it perceptively captures the true nature of any quest, but it is an especially fitting description of the legal odyssey upon which each of you embarked several years ago. Your journey has been unique and unprecedented because, for whatever reason, you consciously chose to pursue your legal education during the height of a global pandemic. Although you were undoubtedly aware that your experience would differ from the usual path, there was no way to accurately predict what was in store or how the changed circumstances might affect you. Notwithstanding this ambiguity, you bravely set off on your law school expedition, and what you encountered had to be more than you could have ever imagined. During your time with us, you were forced to overcome previously unheard of obstacles in order to secure the same signature training and opportunities that those who came before you traditionally received. Among other things, you wore masks, maintained a safe social distance from your classmates and professors, attended classes either wholly or partially through Zoom, and even interviewed for jobs remotely. In the abstract, this sounds pretty awful because it was. but you all made the most of what was truly a daunting educational experience. Your hard work, dedication, resilience, collegiality, and optimism carried you through, and those same qualities will make the professional journey that begins for you today every bit as successful. We all take comfort in knowing that you will be leading the next generation of lawyers. The profession could not be in better hands. You have enriched the College of Law on so many levels, and for that we are deeply grateful. We will miss you as students, but we look forward to your continued involvement and engagement on the other side. Before I close, it is important for us to recognize those who we know lovingly and proudly contributed to your law school's success, emotionally and perhaps financially. Your parents, grandparents, spouses, partners, children, siblings, and other family members and loved ones. They are surely your biggest supporters and most ardent fans. Please join me in acknowledging and thanking them with a round of applause. It is now my pleasure to introduce Alex M. Thompson, who was selected by the class of 2023 to speak on their behalf today. This is a distinct honor, indicative of the high regard in which Alex is held by her classmates. Alex is a Knoxville native and lifelong volunteer. She completed her undergraduate studies here at UT with a double major in economics and French. The following fall, she began law school, and during her time with us, she has built a very impressive record of achievement. Alex was the managing editor of the Tennessee Law Review and executive editor of Transactions, the Tennessee Journal of Business Law. She was also a standout participant in 3 transactional negotiation competitions, which earned her the distinction of being named a member of the Order of the Barristers. Not surprisingly, Alex's classroom performance was equally exceptional throughout her law school career. During her 3 years here, she received the highest grade in 11 of her classes, and she actively put her knowledge into practice through involvement in our renowned legal clinic, representing actual clients in the transactional law area. After graduation, Alex will begin her professional career as an associate in Nashville at the law firm of Bass, Berry & Sims. Now, prepare to be wowed and inspired. Please join me in welcoming an exemplary representative of the graduating class, Alex Thompson.
Thank you, Dean Brown, and thank you to all the friends and family who traveled to celebrate this monumental day with us, and to all the law students who took off a day of bar prep to be here. One of the first things we're taught in law school is how to write like a lawyer, using a method many of us have a love-hate relationship with called IRAC. For those of you who don't know, IRAC is an acronym that stands for Issue, Rule, Analysis, and Conclusion. It seems fitting to have one of the first things we learned in law school close out our time at UT, so that's the method in which I'm going to give this speech today. First, the issue. How does one sum up the 3 long, tireless, yet exhilarating years of law school that the class of 2023 experienced in less than 10 minutes? Second, the rule. The class of 2023 is a uniquely persistent group that willingly chose to enter law school during unprecedented times and against the odds, thrived by breaking down barriers and forging bonds that'll last a lifetime. Third, the analysis. Like many of us, when I began looking at law schools, I talked with many attorneys, I talked with other law students, and I even read a ton of law school influencer blogs about what it would be like. The persistent theme, law school is challenging, it's difficult, and it's quite possibly the hardest 3 years of your life, which I can in fact personally attest to. From requiring long days and weeks of studying to being ranked against your classmates, and even rumors of students destroying classmates' textbooks and notes just to get ahead, we're told to prepare for the worst. So obviously, it was at the top of my list not just to find an excellent academic institution, but one where I could find a supportive community and make those lifelong connections. And I'm happy to report at the end of 3 years, I was in fact successful. But then it happened, COVID-19 and the Zoom School of Law. While I know we're all loath to think back on that time, I think it's an equally central part of the class of 2023's story, and I think it's worth retelling. Once the pandemic began, I, like many of my classmates, quickly realized law school would not only be difficult, as we expected, but it'd be much lonelier and more isolated. As we started to become hyper-fixated on news updates about the pandemic and the economy, so many people recommended that we take a gap year and not start in the fall of 2020. After all, could the Socratic method be adapted to online learning? Would the schools be required to shut down again? What would summer internships look like? And would there even be jobs available after graduation? And most importantly, how would we form those necessary connections? However, even amongst all of this uncertainty, the class of 2023 was not deterred, and we continued on without knowing what was coming next. The start to law school is not what any of us would call ideal. We were forced to deal not only with the normal trials and tribulations of beginning classes, but doing so during a global pandemic. Many of my classmates made the terrifying decision to move to a new city without knowing anyone here. And then once here, we remained stuck at home, in a city half shut down, unable to meet anyone or begin making those necessary connections. And all the while, we remained worried about our friends and family. Specifically, I remember my first week of orientation, which was, of course, completely online. The Wi-Fi in my apartment quit working, so I dragged my new roommate, who was practically a stranger, to my parents' house, where we sat at the dining room table attempting to learn about our new classmates. Our class consisted of 120 people, all unknown and all reduced to a little 1-inch by 1-inch square on the computer, including one guy who was unironically playing a banjo while we learned how to brief a case for the first time. This was just a glimpse of what our 1L experience would look like for the next several months. If we weren't already aware that orientation via Zoom showed us that connecting with each other was going to require an active effort on our part. And if we were going to survive, well, we would have to build those connections quickly and on our own. The first few months were certainly rocky. For those of you who don't know, our class was divided into 3 sections based on last name. Those sections were then again split in half to fit within a new hybrid schedule. Each day, one half of the section would be in person, the other half would be online, and then we'd switch for the next day. We struggled to get through this new breed of classes, ones where mics cut out often, or worse, somebody's mic randomly turned on in the middle of the professor talking. Precious minutes were spent trying to get screens to share, only for some folks to share their screen with the class. And of course, there were days where it was a struggle to keep your attention on that talking head for 50 minutes or more. I certainly commend for the professors for how hard they tried, though, to make our experience as normal as wrong. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't all bad. I certainly miss the days of cameras that conveniently stopped working in the middle of a bad cold call. And also rolling out of bed 15 minutes before class and still somehow managing to be late. Not to mention getting to see all your pets, family, and significant others in the background. However, most of the time, we were just stuck at home, going a little stir-crazy, with nothing but the hundreds of pages of reading to keep us company. And just because we were online didn't mean that the stress of law school didn't exist. Those few precious hours that we actually got to be in person and see other people, we sat spaced out in large classrooms, wearing masks with only our half of the section. And as a result, we only really connected with 20 or so people, never mind the other sections, class years, or professors at the school. It was certainly isolating and lonely, and ultimately, we were all left questioning why we ever decided to attend law school at this time. So now that I've bummed everyone out and taken us back to the roller coaster that was our 1L experience, I want to talk about some of the good that came out of it. We persisted. We defied the odds, and we developed communities. First within our sections, and soon across the school, we began banding together. While this started as trying to figure out, what was an offer, and who was this reasonable person everyone kept talking about, we quickly became each other's support systems. We formed study groups, we made group messages, we socialized as much as we could, and in some cases, which definitely didn't include me, basically began living in the library, despite having a home to go back to. The relief was palpable as we started to get to know each other and realized we weren't in this alone. The second year, we made up for that tough first year. We finally got to meet all of our professors and classmates in person and learned what they looked like without masks, which, if I'm being honest, was a bit shocking at times. I, for one, actually learned that some of the other sections existed and weren't just rumors, and we began pursuing our individual academic interests. We made friendships across sections and developed our communities further. There was less section tribalism and more community within the class, although the spars and the group me continue occasionally. Shout out Section 3. By the end of the second year and the beginning of our third year, we realized we'd made it through the worst of it, mainly because once you're halfway, you're kind of stuck. And as a result, we started to break down the barriers between class years. This was especially important because it meant we could pester students in the year above us for their old outlines and advice on how to pass Professor Hemingway's Business Association's final. As well, many of us worked to revive student organizations that were almost extinct due to COVID. To name just a few, we joined organizations like the Student Bar Association, Law Women, the Black Law Student Association, Phi Alpha Delta, and Lambda Law. We joined journals like the Tennessee Law Review and the Journal of Race, Gender, and Social Justice, where we worked closely with faculty to bring insightful and novel legal ideas to the forefront of our communities through publications and symposiums. Sometimes, we felt like there was no end in sight when there was 100 extra footnotes to edit, though. We joined clinics, such as the Advocacy Clinic, the Domestic Violence Clinic, and the Transactional Law Clinic, where we were thrown into the deep end to help clients, all while using our professors as life preservers just to hang on to our sanity for a little bit. In these smaller settings, we pursued similar interests together and met students in different class years. And more importantly, we started to come out of the fog of the first 2 years and remembered why we came here in the first place, reigniting our passion for helping others and making a difference in the world. So now that we're at the end of our very special time in law school, and you'll be happy to note that the banjo guy made it, he's out there in the audience, we're able to leave it in the same way that many people began their experience. That's an accomplishment that should not be forgotten. We can step back and realize that in those Zoom happy hours, in the study rooms, and in the office hours where we couldn't figure out why that reasonable person was so unreasonable, we formed a community. We formed not just one law school community that was able to overcome the challenges and isolations that we faced in the beginning successfully, but our own individual communities by developing relationships with each other and our professors who guided us along the way. There's nothing I'm more thankful for than my time at the UT College of Law than the relationships that will last a lifetime. So finally, after a long-winded and detailed analysis of facts that lawyers are prone to, I'm finally going to come to a conclusion that you've all been waiting for. As we venture out into practice, we'll continue to use the academic and legal skills that we've learned during our 3 years at the College of Law to represent clients in the courtroom and to negotiate deals with opposing counsel. However, more importantly, we'll continue to use the skills that no other law school class has, but we, as the class of 2023, were molded by. We exhibited courage and pushed ahead even when others told us to wait. We overcame great adversity by tackling law school during a pandemic. We persevered and forged communities during a time in history when people were more isolated than ever. And throughout all of it, we remained kind, compassionate, and dedicated to the practice of law. So whether you're advocating for your client, breaking out into politics, or just not quite sure what comes next, continue pushing forward, continue developing your communities, and continue breaking down barriers, no matter how big or small. After surviving this, there's nothing we, the class of 2023, can't do. Just don't forget the communities you've already made, here at the College of Law and outside of your legal lives. I know that I could not have made it through law school without the support of every lifelong friend I made during my 3 years at UT, and the friends and family who listened to me stress repeatedly before every final. A special thanks to my mom. Our law school experience was certainly challenging and unique to say the least, but I could not have imagined a better group of people to struggle through it with. In the years ahead, I cannot wait to see the change each of us makes in our field of practice and in the world. I'm proud to be a part of the class of 2023, and while our time in law school may be finished, our impact and our future are just beginning. We are the class of 2023. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Alex. That was terrific. See, I told you to be prepared for being wowed and inspired, and Alex certainly delivered. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Justice Sharon G. Lee. Justice Lee's incredibly impressive biography is printed on page 5 of your programs, so I'm not going to stand here and simply read that to you. Rather, I'd like to share a few additional things about her that you won't find in that write-up. First, although her bio indicates that Justice Lee is a double vol, it fails to capture the magnitude of her loyalty towards UT. She bleeds orange, supporting us in so many different ways through her leadership, engagement, and wise counsel. She has been a friend and trusted advisor to me during my first year, and I'm indebted to her for that. Justice Lee also has the inside track to our bar exam results, and as soon as she gets them, my cell phone rings. Admittedly, my heart drops a little, maybe a lot, when that happens, but thankfully our hardworking and gifted students have made the 2 calls that I've received so far good ones. Unfortunately, or fortunately for my heart, those calls may no longer be coming my way, as Justice Lee will be retiring from the court at the end of August, having served with distinction for over 15 years. During her time as a justice, she has exhibited great courage, character, and independence, never shying away from expressing her well-reasoned legal views, often in dissenting opinions, and always with an abiding commitment to fairness and justice. Fittingly, the Tennessee Bar Association will bestow upon her next month its highest honor for service to the judiciary, the Justice Frank F. Drawada Outstanding Judicial Service Award, in recognition of her extraordinary devotion to improvement of the law, the legal system, and the administration of justice. There is certainly no one more deserving of this pinnacle accolade. Justice Lee, as a lawyer, jurist, and person, epitomizes all that is good and right about the wonderful profession that our graduates are about to enter. She is a role model for us all, and I'm so thrilled that she is here with us today. Please join me in welcoming Justice Sharon G. Lee.
Well, good evening. Chancellor Plowman, Dean Brown, faculty of the University of Tennessee College of Law, the outstanding class of 2023, and proud family and friends. It is truly an honor for me to be with you tonight to celebrate this important and happy occasion. To the class of 2023, you did it. Congratulations. Yeah, let's hear it for them. I'm going to get a sip of water. This is pollen season in Tennessee. As you celebrate, I hope you'll take some time to thank those who have helped you along the way. You know, your family and friends have stood with you, encouraged you, listened to you, and loved you. And to the family and friends here tonight and on the live stream, thank you for supporting the class of 2023 and helping make their dreams come true. Now, years from now, you all might not remember much of what I say tonight, but I hope you will remember just how you feel, how proud, how hopeful, and how excited you are about your future. Years ago at my commencement ceremony from this law school, I was not on LinkedIn, I had not tweeted, I hadn't even made a TikTok video. Probably not going to make one ever. Anyway, but I had some of the same questions you're having tonight. Will I pass the bar? Will I get a job? Will I be a good lawyer? And how long is this commencement speech going to last? I know that's what y'all are thinking. When I spoke to the class of 2014, I knew everybody was anxious to get the party started. So I told them on the front end my speech was going to last 8.5 minutes. And then I went on to give what I thought were some pretty inspiring remarks. Over the next several years, young lawyers, when I would meet them, they would tell me that I had been their commencement speaker and how much they enjoyed the speech. So one day, feeling very prideful and frankly full of myself, I said, "Tell me, what was it that you liked about my speech?" And now, one thing you learn as a trial lawyer is you don't ask a question you don't know the answer to. And as soon as I saw the look on that young lawyer's face, I knew it made a big mistake. And part of that also is judges get a lot of compliments that we don't often deserve. But after some time, he smiled and said, "I know what it was. You spoke for 8.5 minutes. Like, okay, good. So I'm going to give you all something to remember this speech by. It's going to last about 8.5 more minutes. If you, the class of 2023, were the typical class, I would urge you to be resilient, to persevere, to work hard, and to have courage as you follow your dreams. But you're not the typical class. You went to law school during one of the most difficult periods in our nation's recent history. The COVID pandemic was shutting down our country when you started law school, and it only got worse. Law school can be an anxious time for most law students, but doing it during a pandemic is even harder. You not only had to worry about your health, but the health of your family, your friends, while juggling part-time jobs and family commitments. You experienced social distancing, Zoom classes, and technology meant to replace human interaction. You started out as a disconnected group, and over time, you found ways to connect and come together. You met this challenge by re-envisioning how to lead. Student organizations such as the Black Law Students Association, the Latino Law Student Association, and Law Women helped to bring you together. Your wellness committee stayed active and promoted walks around IAM's Nature Center. You found ways to stay healthy. You didn't give up on your commitment to do pro bono work. You just found creative ways to do it. You helped people through expungement clinics, balls for vets, and other opportunities. You didn't forfeit your alternative spring and winter breaks. You just did virtual assignments. You didn't let COVID stop you from confronting racial and social justice issues. You worked remotely and you formed new organizations to meet this need. You showed grit and determination when faced with adversity. In short, you adapted, you endured, you persisted, you persevered, you had courage, and you prevailed. So, departing from the usual commencement script, I've got 3 takeaways for you tonight. The first is, you are exceptional. Academically, you were in the top of your high school and college classes. Only 10% of applicants were admitted to UT Law in 2020, and you were one of them. And not every entering student in 2020 is graduating tonight, but you are. And only about 0.3% of people in this country are lawyers, and you will be one of them. And if you're a woman or a minority, that percentage is even lower. The second takeaway is, you are on the rise. I borrowed this phrase from Chancellor Plowman, and I intended to give her credit for that, and I'm really glad I did because she's here right behind me to hear me stealing that phrase from her. But she often says that about the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, and it's true. You have weathered some storms that have made you more resilient and stronger. You have what it takes to be successful as you begin your journey in the legal profession. You are on the threshold of an excellent and rewarding adventure. One of the great things about our profession is that the possibilities and opportunities are nearly endless. And I am Exhibit A for that proposition. After law school, I returned to my hometown of Madisonville, and all I wanted to do was be a small town general practitioner. And for 26 years, that's what I did. I took whatever case walked in the door. I had some successes and plenty of failures. And when there was an open seat on the appellate bench, I was encouraged to apply, and I thought, well, all they can do is tell me no. So I applied, and much to my delight and surprise, I was appointed to the Court of Appeals. And only 4 years later, I was serving on the Tennessee Supreme Court. And then 6 years after that, I was Chief Justice. Now, I'm not exceptional by any means, but I tell you this to let you know that I have had extraordinary opportunities because of my law degree from the University of Tennessee. And for that, I am immensely grateful. Over the past 19 years in the judiciary, I have tried to advance the rule of law and make fair decisions based on the Constitution and the law. I did not always hold the majority view, but that was never my goal. When you stand for what is just, you should never back down. It's all about doing your best at each step of the way, being open to opportunities, being willing to fail, and being grateful for what comes your way. Now, the third takeaway is that you can be a force for good. You have a choice to use your law degree for good, for bad, or for no change at all. I hope you will choose to do good. You've already shown your commitment to doing good. UT Law students do over 6,500 hours of pro bono service each year. Over 3 years, that adds up to close to 20,000 hours of legal services worth at least $1.5 million. 22 of you have provided more than 50 hours of pro bono service on top of your other responsibilities. Thank you. Please continue to have the willingness to serve and the courage to act. We need you. You will be in a position to protect and defend individual rights, to give legal advice, to help people with problems that they cannot solve on their own, and to influence social policy. Please remain hopeful. Use the rule of law to help those who are hopeless and unfavorably marginalized. In the words of Brian Stevenson, injustice flourishes when hopelessness prevails. Be willing to do things that are uncomfortable and inconvenient. That's how we increase the justice quotient. You are a Tennessee volunteer, and you will join the ranks of other notable volunteers, including Senator Estes Kefauver, a UT Knoxville alum from my hometown. As a senator, he fought organized crime, and in 1956, he ran for Vice President of the United States. Senator Howard Baker from Huntsville, a UT College of Law alum. He was Senate Majority Leader, Minority Leader, White House Chief of Staff, and Ambassador to Japan. Senator Baker was a champion for civility and reaching consensus. Nancy Ann Mend-DeParle, a UT Knoxville alum from Rockwood. She led the Tennessee Department of Human Services and was President Obama's Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and led his health reform initiative. You too can lead, nationally or locally. Serve on a school board, coach a high school mock trial team, write a will for a veteran, volunteer at a Saturday legal aid clinic. There are many ways you can serve. Another way you can lead is to support and defend the independence of the judiciary. Now more than ever, there is an effort to politicize our judicial system and inject partisan politics. To this, we must firmly respond that justice is not for sale to the highest bidder. Judges must adhere to the rule of law, not the whims of society, the roar of the crowd, or fear of the ballot box. It is our legal system that provides order in a chaotic world. It provides a process for social stability and change. Our democracy values justice over oppression. Let's do our part to maintain it. Now, I promise you, not over 8.5 minutes, I'm going to keep my word. To wrap up, you're exceptional, you're on the rise, and you can be a force for good. And now, the adventure of a lifetime begins. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Justice Lee. I'd like to say that I have a small token of gratitude for you, but it's actually pretty big and bulky, but it's still heartfelt. We just wanted to give this to you. And thanks for those wonderful remarks and for all of your service and support for us. Thank you so much. The University of Tennessee College of Law has a long-standing commitment to public service. A law degree is a powerful tool, and with that power comes great responsibility, including the professional duty to meaningfully contribute to society, especially underserved populations, through pro bono and public interest work. This selfless work for the good of the public represents the best of who we are as lawyers and embodies the true volunteer spirit. We are extremely proud of our enduring tradition of serving the public interest, principally through the provision of free legal services to individuals in the community who are unable to afford private representation. Over the course of their law school careers, members of the class of 2023, under the watchful guidance of our faculty and other practicing attorneys, have provided more than 6,000 hours of pro bono service, and 16% have been honored with the University of Tennessee's Service Medallion, which recognizes those who have individually provided 100 hours or more. In recognition of our commitment to this essential work, we publicly acknowledge all students who complete at least 25 hours of such service during their time at the College of Law. This evening, we are proud to recognize and honor the members of this year's graduating class who have met or exceeded that benchmark. Their names are noted in the program, and they are wearing a special orange cord that further signifies this important distinction. Will all of these graduates please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Our graduates are giving back in other ways as well. The financial support of our alumni is critical to the continued success of the College of Law. And graduates, you are now members of this esteemed group. This year, the class of 2023 conducted a highly successful class gift campaign, having raised so far more than $58,000 through gifts and pledges to support student scholarships, faculty research, and other important law school initiatives. Your generosity and commitment are incredibly gratifying to the faculty, staff, and your fellow alumni. On behalf of the College of Law, thank you for your support and future engagement. Graduates, the robes that you wear this afternoon, but I swore I wasn't going to just read from a script, but it's actually this tonight. So the robes you wear tonight have bell-shaped sleeves with three velvet chevrons, indicating that you're receiving a doctoral degree. The colors of your academic hood signify both your academic discipline and the university where your degree is earned. The brilliant orange and white in the fold of your hood signifies the University of Tennessee. The outside of the hood is trimmed in royal purple, indicating that law is the supreme authority in our system of government and that your degree is in law. Class, wear your robes and hoods with pride. You've earned them. As we hood the members of this year's graduating class, we will give special recognition to students who have amassed particularly distinguished academic records during their legal studies. The names of these students and their honors designations are listed in your program. The College of Law awards a degree with honors to each graduate who ranks in the top third of the class. A degree with high honors is awarded to students who rank in the top 15%, and a degree with highest honors is awarded to graduates who rank in the top 5%. And now, will the marshals please take their places? Deans Paula Schaefer, Michael Higdon, and Michelle Kwan will assist. Today, our graduates will be introduced individually. Our students have worked hard to earn their degrees. I ask that you be patient as we recognize each of them. Graduates, the ushers will direct you to the stage where you will be introduced. Once you have crossed the stage and had your photo taken, please return to your seats. The official degree conferral will take place once all the names have been called.
Riley Grace Ball. Peyton Elizabeth Carr. Grace Marie Cox. Brent Peter Lacey. Ellen Grace Licurto Martinez. Adam Christopher King. Megan Alderson. Alexandra Nicole Allen. Eric Alexander Allen, high honors. Benjamin Lucas Barker, honors. Samuel Edwin Bartz, honors. Kamani Trevor Beckford. Bradshaw Michael Bienfar, honors. Kristen Andrea Bell. Malia Grace Bennett, honors. Jonathan Branning, honors. Carter A. Broom. Diamond T. Brown. Sarah Beth Maddox Kane. Grant Allen Carringer, honors. Regan Carruthers, honors. James Patrick Clark IV. Thomas Chase Clayton. Elizabeth Ann Cox, honors. Leah Craythorne, honors. Lena Sanders Deneen, highest honors. Megan R. Wepner Deniston, highest honors. Brady Elizabeth Diaz Barriga. Benjamin Lee Dooley, highest honors. Caleb Capone Dubose. Peyton Elizabeth Faulkner Ritchie. Dallin A. Fields, honors. Keishaana J. Frazier. Eli Martin Freeman. Mitchell D. Gladstein, high honors. Austin Jared Gray. Molly Green Majeski, high honors. Brianna Michelle Griffin. Molly Ann Gwynn, high honors. Jasmine Lenore Hampton. Lindy Harlow, win honors. William M. Hazelrig, honors. Grayson Holmes. Erica Holmes Stinnett, highest honors. Isaac D. Haram. Sydney Ng. Jonathan Jemison, honors. Kendall Fuqua Jones, highest honors. Camille Marie Kennedy, honors. Star S. Kimbrough. Samuel Robert Nell, honors. Cody Tyler Knight. Keelan McGovern Kramer, high honors. Dalton Michael Gregory Laney. Grace Garrett Lovingood. Esther Lewasco Luttrell, highest honors. Yasmin Alexandria Lee. Dalton Benton Maddox. Devin Alexander Majors. Vanessa Ray Mailer, highest honors. Ryan J. McElhose. Sydney Ann McFall. Noah James McGill. Grady J. McGuinity. Catherine Quinn McGonigal. Savannah D. McMillan. Chandler Ireland McNabb, high honors. Georgia Austin Miller, honors. Jacob Meisenheimer. Jacob Evan Moses. Sierra Lee Motii Moore. Matthew J. Napolitano, high honors. Holly Katerina Nels, high honors. Veda A. Newman, honors. Matthew William Pettit. Nathaniel Ellis Pettit. Brianna N. Query, high honors. Stephanie Ramirez Lopez. Hunter Crawford Reynolds, honors. Thomas Rickert. Kevin Michael Ross. William Wiseman Rudolph. Miles Matthias Schiller, honors. Taylor M. Sloan. Kathleen McKenna Snyder. Alex Joseph Sosnowski, honors. Cortland S. Souther, honors. Rebecca M. Stevie. Shelby Chase Talbot, highest honors. Gina Alexandra Tanoskoski, honors. Chad M. Taylor, honors. Alex McCall Thompson, highest honors. Randy Nicole Thompson. Brandon Townsend, honors. Luis Alejandro Ureya. Jacob T. Valetti. Brendan Michael Walsh. Jacob Tyler Wampler, high honors. Zachary Tyler Weber, honors. William Preston White, highest honors. Donovan Whiteside. Christian Wilkinson, high honors. Jonathan Eli Williams. William Lynn Willis. Madeline Elaine Wood. Yancey Adam Woody, high honors. Alexander Stephen Wright, honors. Colin Michael Wyville, Sr., honors. William T. Zacola.
Congratulations. Let's give our graduates another big round of applause. A lot of the focus tonight's been on our JD graduates, but I want to acknowledge also that we had our first class of master's students, our Master of Legal Studies students, graduate this evening as well. And they were the first individuals who walked across the stage, and Professor Alex Long hooded those individuals. So we're also very proud of them and want to wish them congratulations also. However, it's not official yet, so don't clap too much. That power rightfully rests with our Chancellor, Don D. Plowman. The University of Tennessee is so incredibly fortunate to have Chancellor Plowman at the helm. Her dynamic leadership, vision, infectious enthusiasm, and tireless volunteer spirit are undeniably taking the university to new heights. And I am personally extremely grateful for her support of the College of Law, signified by her presence here with us today. It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce the 9th Chancellor of the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, Chancellor Don D. Plowman.
Graduates, I'm so proud of you, and I hope you will always remember this moment. So we have arrived at that part of the ceremony that I know you've been looking forward to, where we make it official. I'm going to confer your degrees, which acknowledges the transition from student to graduate. This is a special moment for you to celebrate all of the years of hard work and dedication. So degree candidates, will you please rise? Your presence today demonstrates that you have done the work and completed all the requirements for your degrees. On behalf of the state of Tennessee and the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degrees for which you have been recommended. Congratulations, graduates. You may now be seated. We will close out this ceremony, as is our tradition, by singing the alma mater together. After the alma mater, at my direction, we'll take a few minutes to celebrate and just soak in this experience. As you celebrate, take some photos with your friends and family, and let's cheer as loud as we can for all of these graduates. So, please stand for the alma mater. After the celebration, the stage party will recess and our ceremony will be officially concluded. All guests and graduates are asked to exit up the stairs to the concourse level. Guests are not allowed on the arena floor. Again, congratulations to everyone here today. Thank you for celebrating with us.
On a hallowed hill in Tennessee, like beacon shining bright, the stately walls of old UT rise glorious to the sight. So here's to you, old Tennessee, our alma mater true. We pledge in love and harmony our loyalty to you.
Okay, graduates, are we ready for this celebration? Let it begin. Let's celebrate.